never showed us that. At any point did he show us he was preparing, and in this episode he really just kind of said, well, I was wrong, we really should fight back.
Yeah, he had no ace up his sleeve or anything.
And that's upsetting, to know that the last 8 episodes went by, and
he really was he was just going to be submissive to Negan.
That was his life. That's what he was going to do.
And the worst part is, for argumentative sake, like, if Rick was really committed to, like, living under Negan's regime, it's like Rosita had to go misbehave, Spencer had to go misbehave, and we would have been okay. Like, Olivia still would have been alive. You could have looked at it that way.
Yeah.
But obviously not. We don't want a whole season of, like, Negan's regime just pummeling them down. But it's just to say, like, but that line did ruin it for me. It's like, oh, come on. At some point you did know you have to fight back. That wasn't the right time. I wanted you to be wiser than that.
Yeah, if he had come up.
If anything, I should have been pissed at, that's why, like, I would have been pissed at Michonne saying, of course we're not going to stay like this the whole time. Like, why couldn't you come help me and scavenge with me and Aaron? Why'd you go on this hiatus for no reason? Just to go see the numbers that we already saw.
Yeah, exactly. Why couldn't that conversation between Michonne and Rick, why couldn't Rick have said, well, yeah, what do you think I've been doing this whole time?
Yeah.
Like, but everybody's been trying to come up with their plan, but
I guess it's really hard to write out for the writers to say, like, it's easier to say that he's wrong than to say, like, I knew this what it was, but I wasn't doing anything, and that would have been
It's just sad to know that he never had a plan.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I definitely agree.
What else was upsetting? 2 other things here. We did not get to see the Daryl and Maggie moment where they reunite. Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus on the Talking Dead was still saying, he's still when they speak about it, he's still saying, oh, I hope Maggie, like, he was still addressing the fact that it didn't happen yet, and I feel like they're still going to address it. It's going to be like a delayed discussion. But it's just, it'll probably be a delayed discussion, but I want to see their faces when they first saw each other, because when Rick comes in, Maggie looks over, sees Daryl walk over. She smiles. Like, she smiles because, like, oh, this is going to be a nice moment for those two.
Yeah.
But, so I think she already forgives him if she's going to smile.
Well, maybe she could argue the fact, like, it's like, you're there. She was happy to see him in that regard because, she hasn't seen him since it happened. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe she'll be angry about it another time, which would be a lot more out of context than anything else.
Well, she's pregnant too, so she is like...
She's got mood swings, even though she doesn't show at all.
No, she might say, like, it's okay, I forgive you. Next episode, she is flipping out.
Yeah, she's like, hey, what's going on? I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
That's the lesson of the episode the whole time. It's these mood swings.
I eat all the apples.
All the apples, all
whether
the pie.
they be in pies or just... She's got a crazy...
How do you like them apples? She's got one pie in the hand and an apple in the other.
God. We also didn't get to see... No, you know what? We might still have time for this, but the whole Sasha and Rosita...
I think they had enough of it. They
had a little nod to each other.
Yeah, they had a bro nod there. So,
But I want to see... was Rosita... No, was Sasha wearing the necklace that Rosita gave?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because that has to come up.
I feel like she'll just she's never seen Abraham wear it.
That's true.
It's like she wouldn't be like, oh, this isn't
it
doesn't call for it. And then, like,
Daryl hands Rick back his gun. They nod,
which he easily acquired.
Yeah. And then we have a long scene of everyone looking at each other, being like, we're all on board. Who do we have there? We had Carl, Rick, Rosita, Sasha,
Michonne,
Maggie,
Tara,
Tara,
Jesus, and Daryl.
I
think not everybody.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, and they really just...
And they're still missing Carol, Morgan, Ezekiel, because obviously he's going to be a prominent character. Aaron wasn't there, even though Aaron wanted to be a part of it the whole time.
Yeah. Big old group of people, but just that long, like, it was comical, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, it was. Like, to see everybody's reaction. It's like, when at the end of Star Wars, where, you want to get everybody's reaction. Oh, R2's okay. Yeah. Just a little too much of, like, Luke just giggling.
It was a little... I wanted other people to edit in, just, like, get a little image of Judith back at home. We get... maybe Olivia's body just still lying on the porch.
Oh god, nobody cleaned that up.
No, who would? Who has time to clean up Olivia's body?
Oh boy.
Rick and Carl had to make their way to the hilltop, right?
Sorry?
Rick and Carl had to make their way to the hilltop.
I don't think he rushed out of there. I'm pretty sure they cleaned up everything before Rick got into that prison.
Do you think Rick did the dishes first?
Before everybody else?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
What do you think he cleaned up first? Was Olivia's body or the dishes? Because, if you let the pasta sauce sit on those dishes without soaking them, it's going to be really difficult to get off.
That's true. It's this thing. Like, the body's off the street, not like Spencer's intestines hanging off his body onto the street.
It's like, the rest is a community space, but this is where we live. We got to get the sauce off our plates.
Oh, my God. Did Negan use my razor?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he probably has his own. He's probably the type to have his own razor blade on his side, I think.
No, he shaved with Rick's razor in Rick's bathroom.
Okay, I don't know. I don't think there's anything definitive about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has like a razor on him, like one of those old fashioned, which he used to shave, right?
I would be surprised because he doesn't. He has a beard.
Yeah, but maybe you want to try it out, in front of the show. The other thing was
you don't want to bog your pockets down with useless items.
You know what? That knife that he killed Spencer with.
Yeah,
that was a huge knife.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, when did he keep that knife with him?
That was a gut-spilling knife.
Yeah, that was a Rambo knife.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could have arguably said that was a throwback to the Boondock Saints. And for those who know what I'm talking about...
Could you have arguably said that since Daryl wasn't even in the scene?
Yeah, just because, he can't be in the scene. But it's just to say, still, it's just like, oh, is that right, Rambo? And he just basically killed him with a huge knife.
Oh, yeah.
That was a huge knife. But yeah.
That was real big. You need a big knife.
This is the first time we see it, though. This is the first time we see it throughout the entire season. So that's what I find a little awkward.
No. I don't know if we've ever seen it at his side, but...
and he had Lucille next to the pool table the whole time because he ends up picking up... I don't know, that scene's a little... Everything was easy in that scene.
Yeah. That's
how I feel when I deduct everything by the end of the episode. Everything was just really easy.
Yeah, and I was sad, but it didn't feel real to me. It didn't feel like when I saw Spencer holding his intestines and just looking at himself, like it should have been really sad. And I like Spencer. I think Spencer made a lot of bad decisions, but he wasn't a bad guy.
You and I were saying the fact he could have had a redeemable quality if he got past the whole Rick thing. Yeah. And he could have. And then, maybe met his doom in another way,
And I didn't find myself sad at all when he died. I was like, oh.
Well, it was expected and just like, okay, well, it's like, okay, well, this is the tone. And then the tense part was, I think I was getting really tense was when Rosita just fires the gun. That's where it's like, oh, okay. Obviously she missed.
How disappointed would it be if we come back and Negan's just dead on the ground?
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, that was practical. We're great, we're good. All right,
should have come back. It's and a wrap, everybody. Negan has caught it in his teeth, like his mouth goes, he smiles, and bullets in between his teeth. Yeah,
he's out the jar, just catches a bullet.
Yeah, and he's mostly upset because he chipped one of his teeth.
Yeah, but no, instead Lucille's smooth service was.
It was ruptured. So everyone, long scene of everybody, and they walk towards the Barrington house, presumably to figure out a plan, start working on it.
Yeah, and did you see the last scene of this episode?
Wasn't that the last scene?
Nope. There was somebody just it was you have a long
after credits.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I didn't see. Well,
not really after credits, but like in mid credits, kind of like how Marvel does it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna close my eyes, and I want you to
watch your glass of water.
Yeah, I want you to describe it to me as if I'm watching it.
Okay. Imagine you have a huge, Hitchcock angle, just viewing the big entrance of Alexandria, just the entrance of Alexandria. Like, you have you have the gate and you have a bit of the trees and you see a bit of the road, and this is at night. Somehow they have lampposts.
Oh, okay.
Streetlights. I don't know why they have it, and you see Father Gabriel just just basically just pondering around, and all of a sudden you see it's someone is I think it's I don't know if I don't even remember if we're looking through binoculars, but I'm not sure if it's revealed that you see the silhouette being under a hoodie and the boots, but we assume it's the same person.
Oh. Now it makes sense you're talking about a hoodie and
I think it had to have been that. It had to have been that because there's someone lurking and there's somebody lurking Alexandria.
Yeah.
And the thing is that there's reasons to believe that maybe this is Dwight.
There is because we saw this stuff in Dwight's room.
Right.
That's why.
Exactly. So,
but the boot wasn't Dwight, right?
Well, yeah, because he can't be where the lake is.
Yeah, that's true.
He can't be where it could have been where the lake was, or especially he told Daryl to escape. I feel like it is him that told him to escape, or maybe even Sherry, but it's.
But what happens when Negan gets back? We know it doesn't take Negan very long to get back to.
Yeah, definitely. That's the other thing.
Where do they come from again?
You're kidding me.
I really can't remember. I want to say the compound or the Salvation Army.
Yeah, Salvation Army. Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna call it.
It does have that undertone. Come on. Really? I'll give you like 5 more seconds.
Does it start with S?
Yes.
The
Sanctuary.
The Sanctuary. Okay.
God.
So the Sanctuary.
I'm gonna troll on you this because you trolled on me with this stupid phone thing, which made me forget what I was actually gonna point out.
Okay, let me get to my point then. While you remember yours, the Sanctuary.
That's what it's called. I think.
So it doesn't take very long for him to get there. He's gonna get back, see that Fat Joey is dead.
And he's not really gonna care, but yeah.
No, but he's gonna care that
he definitely used it against him.
Not Dwight. What's it? Daryl. He's gonna care that Daryl's gone.
That's true.
That's gonna be upsetting for him. Is he not gonna retaliate in any way, or is he gonna be like, well, I have this mullet man with me, so let's just call it even? Or is he coming back for vengeance?
I don't know. And you're right, because the thing is that like they showed scenes for the next episode, and like it's where they left off on Hilltop. And it ends with Jesus saying, okay, I'm going to have to introduce you guys to Ezekiel. I'm like, how much time do you have to go to the kingdom for them to realize, what the mess that Daryl left?
Yeah.
Daryl gone. And then it takes them 2 seconds, I think it's 10 kilometers away. And they're just going to, Redeemer's going to drive back. And he already told me he dug himself a pretty big hole. And then this is even worse when he gets back to where? When he gets
Alexandria.
Back? No.
Sanctuary.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, yeah, but let's say he gets to the Sanctuary and then he leaves. He's like, well, I'm going to go back to Alexandria.
No, because we argued this was a huge day.
Yes, it was a huge day. He's like, well, I've had a big day. I'm going to sleep on it. Tomorrow morning, I'm going back to Alexandria. So he goes back to Alexandria in the morning, and he just has easy pickings because Rick is gone. All the Michonne's gone.
But then at the after credits, something took place at night. Did he sleep on it?
Well, if that's just Dwight, then that's just Dwight, right?
But this happens at night.
Yeah.
So what? When did this happen? After everything? Because next season's gonna pick up during the day, the very same day as they went to Hilltop, and they show this after credits scene at night. So when the hell does this fit in?
I don't know.
Exactly. So we so many falls.
But how long is Rick and his group away from Alexandria? And isn't that enough time to?
These are funny mistakes that they should be pointing out, not the stupid cell phone thing.
I don't find them funny.
I find them hilarious.
These are not funny mistakes. These mistakes take you out of the moment.
That's what I find funny.
I don't find it funny. These are huge production
I'm laughing,
errors.
But yeah, it's disappointing. Of
and
course,
it's for something with this much money, and it shouldn't be funny that they're messing up so.
I mean, nobody pointed out. Are we the only ones that pointed out the fact that when Rick whispered to Spencer at a great distance? Are we? We're not the only ones who noticed that. People just decided not to take more attention to it, but people paid attention to a cell phone in Negan's pants.
Yeah, we pick on things a lot, but
these are legitimate errors, Matthew.
Yeah,
legitimate.
Hold on. One of them is a cell phone in your pocket is not a nitpicky error.
Exactly. It's like the stormtrooper just hitting his head, as an extra in the scene of Star Wars. It's funny, it's brief, and that's it.
That doesn't have to ruin your enjoyment of the show. What ruins it is Rick whispering and somehow Spencer hearing it, because that is like a directorial or a production flaw. The director should have been, hey,
say that louder.
Because when we're watching this later, he's not going to know you said that. Or everything to do with timelines and timing, and night and day.
But these sites,
those are big problems.
Well, we have to say it because I feel like if we go on these sites, on these websites, I go on Movie Poly and Comic Book, they're not going to show bad things they did. They're going to show the good things and the questions they left because they're not there to demote the show.
Yeah,
we're here to speak our mind. We're on a podcast. We're not many people listen to us. No offense. Hopefully, more people will listen to us and we'll take a stand.
Hey, our numbers are growing. When
just like Hilltop and Alexandria, and then soon the Kingdom.
When we started off, we were just a little baby group, and it grew, and it's grown, I'd say, by 300-400%.
It's been a year. It's been a year, Matthew. Yeah. It's been a year since we started this. Oh no, it's gonna be. Sorry, okay.
Yeah,
totally disregard what I said there. I got too excited for no reason. But I'm going to say it again next time when we get back to it in February. It's been a year. Technically,
David's little eyes lit up.
Oh man. Oh.
And we're not done yet. We got one more episode this season. This 2016 year. So we'll come back to you right before Christmas. David, was there anything else you want to say about the show? Any other stuff you had? I think I was jumping the gun to end it.
Well, I mean, I just like to say,
is this going to be a heartfelt?
No, it's not heartfelt, but just you remember how we said it took away from when Rick said you were right, whatever it is. I'm glad Rick is back to where he is. He got he got the Python gun back.
Yeah,
and he's gonna stand up to him, but this is
it took so long to get to where they had to do it. And I hate the fact that like a certain show would, to say that like, well, we have episodes. We could take the time to basically write out an entire board